Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. My stream is really glitchy. We are back here today with another commentary on this fine Sunday night between the Calgary Flames and the Utah Mammoth. Sorry, guys, not the most important game here of the day. Had some stuff go on before, but I did want to get a commentary in here tonight. And the Mammoth and the Flames is what we got here today. Looking forward to this one. Should be a fun commentary. Welcome, Bond. No problem. Thank you for liking. I greatly appreciate it. So let's talk about the two sides here in these two teams. They're in two different situations right now. One team is clinched. One team is out. And now it's kind of just running it down until the end of the regular season and heading towards the playoffs. The Utah Mammoth in 79 games played this season, 42, 31, and 6. They are 6-4 in their last 10, and they have clinched that first wild card spot in the Western Conference. They're going to make the playoffs this year. The only question now is who will they play? And on the other side is the Calgary Flames, who are in an interesting situation as well. They are eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, a 32, 38, and 9 record with a 4-4-2 record in their last 10. They are no longer in the playoffs for this year. They have been eliminated, which was expected. I'm not saying that was a big surprise, but that was expected there for sure. So those are the records between those two teams. Starting goaltenders here tonight. It's a matchup we've seen a couple of times. It is Vitek Vanacek versus Dustin Wolf, and those are their live commentary stats there on the screen for you guys. Vanacek in his 4th live commentary, Dustin Wolf in his 8th live commentary. So both these teams have had these goalies in plenty of times. So it should be a fun one here. We're getting ready to get started in just a moment, going furthermore into their stats. Vanacek this season, 5-11-3, just 5 wins this season, looking to pick up another win here tonight. On the other side, Dustin Wolf, who has improved his numbers as the year has gone along, but still at a 22, 28-3 record with an .896 save percentage. And here we go. It is a Western Conference matchup, the third and final matchup between these two teams, Flames and the Mammoth, and we are underway. Faceoff is won here by the Mammoth and dumped down low then into the Calgary zone by former Flame Mackenzie Weegar. Below the lineup then, Blake Coleman will throw a cross-ice pass to Zach Whitecloud, who will dump it down low. Joel Farabee will assert some reinforcements there and clear it furthermore. Here's Weegar on the right side for Utah. Grabbed back then by Lawson Krause. Krause over then for Clayton Keller. Keller will dump it around behind the net then, picked up then by Nick Schmaltz on the right side, and stolen back quickly by Blake Coleman. Here's Farabee out to center. Will bank it down low into the Mammoth end. Grabbed by Mackenzie Weegar. Through center then with speed is Nate Schmidt. Schmidt chipped off the boards and dumped down low into the Calgary zone. Battling for it behind the net then. Parekh down low over for Victor Olofsson. Now Parekh gets it back, and he will clear it to center. Flames racing for it the other way. Grab back down low then by Nate Schmidt, who will dump it around behind the net then and clear to center. Parekh off the boards and taken back then with speed and backhanded into the zone by Whitecloud. Battling for it now in the Utah zone. Flames coming off of a 4-1 loss last night to the Seattle Kraken, who in fact were also eliminated yesterday. Puck will slide on Dustin Wolf. He will make the save and grab back down low then by Whitecloud in his own zone. No shots so far, and we got a stoppage here down low in the Calgary zone. Not exactly sure for what. And we will step aside here for just a moment. Players to watch tonight for me. This is our first installment of this. We're going to get a penalty here, and it's going to be against, I believe, the Flames. So Utah is going to go to the power play. But anyway, my players to watch tonight, Dylan Guenther. In his last 5 games has 10 points. He is over 2 points per game in his last 5. He's played phenomenal. Up to 40 goals on the year for Guenther. That is incredible. And then the other player for Calgary is Abram Wiebe, who made his NHL debut last night against the Kraken. So Wiebe getting in there after making his NHL debut. Congrats to him. Mammoth, they're going to get a power play here. On the right side, Guenther up at the point will throw it down low. Schmaltz a shot. That one goes wide of Wolf. And down low in the corner, Cooley Battling forward alongside Olli Mata, former Utah Mammoth there as well. Up top to Mikhail Sergachev. Cross-ice pass then for Gunther. Mammoth power play has been solid this year. They've scored a lot of goals and created a lot of offense on their power play this year. Here's Keller, a shot. That one goes off of Wolf and all the way back into the Calgary zone. Shot's now 3-0 in favor of Utah. Grabbing it down low then in their own end is Sergachev. Will carry it through center. It's dropped back then for Nick Schmaltz. Schmaltz down the right side. It's blown dead for an offsides at 17:48. Flames PK 14th in the NHL. Calgary, it's been a bit of a struggle this year for sure. Not having the consistency that they would like to see from their team especially. Faceoff's going to come here outside of the Calgary zone. Joel Farabee will take the draw against Nick Schmaltz. It's our 10th time commentating the Flames. Faceoff won by Calgary. They'll dump it down the other way. It's stolen back then by the Mammoth. Here's Keller at the point. Clayton Keller down low then for Gunther. Gunther to Keller below the line. Up top to Sergachev. Halfway through the Utah power play. Cooley in front. And Schmaltz's shot there goes up in the air and wide. Losing his stick is Brucevic. Picked back up then by Keller. Keller on the right side to Gunther. Down low Schmaltz in front. And Cooley couldn't get it there in time. Keller picks it back up top. Keller back down low to Cooley in front. And Schmaltz fires it on. That one is blocked. Now Brucevic trying to get that one down low in the corner. Whitecloud is there as well. Schmaltz will hold it against the boards. And the Flames will clear it back to center. Farabee will carry it now with speed. He'll gain the line. And now looping it back around. Good on Farabee here to kind of run down the clock a little bit. Backlund will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Curve foot off the boards then for Sergachev. 10 seconds to go here on this power play. Sergachev will drop it back to Michael Karkerny. Turnover in front. Backlund, a shot there denied by Wolf. And picked back up then by Utah, who will bank it off the boards back to center. That will do it for the power play here. Good kill by the Flames. Only 2 shots for Utah. Here's Peterka now through center with speed. Kind of gets tied up there by 4 different Flames. Below the line then, trying to clear that one off the boards. And back into the Utah zone. It's an icing against Utah, or against Calgary at 6:15, or 16:15. Making errors there, of course. A lot of new faces on this Calgary team since the trade deadline. Tyson Gross, one of the top NCAA free agents, has joined the Flames. He scored his first NHL goal a few days ago. And on the other side, too, you have Adar Suniev. And then obviously Abram Weeb. Again, we're at that point in the season where you're going to see a lot of guys who were either in the college ranks or they were down in the American Hockey League get a shot with teams that aren't contending. Here's Victor Olofsson. He goes offsides at 16:07. And that was a very obvious offsides, too. So no surprise there. Calgary just lacking the offensive firepower. A top draft pick would go a long way for this team next year. You have a lot of upside with some of the guys they have. But regardless of that, like, they're still a ways away from making it and becoming a contender again. But they have the pieces for sure. Zane Parekh, obviously it's been a struggle for him this year at points, but hopefully he'll be able to play a lot. Hopefully he'll be able to have more of an opportunity next year and play better. Puck is dumped down low then into the Calgary zone. That is an icing against the Mammoth. Well, 15:45 left to go here in this first period. We are scoreless from Calgary. Shots are 2-1. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Small crowd here today. No problem with that. I was expecting that when we're doing a game against 2 teams that really doesn't really matter at this point in the season. Wanted to get one last commentary in for the Flames before the end of the year. My screen's really glitchy. Face-off in the Utah zone is cleared all the way back out to center. Dursey will dump it there. It's picked back up down low by Whitecloud. Zach Whitecloud off the boards. Here with speed now is Coronado. Gunther trying to play that one back to center. Frost will steal it back then for the Flames. He'll clear it down low. Now Weegar behind the net back to Sergachev. Played back up top, Coronado. Intercepted by Sergachev, who tries to backhand it out. It's kept in then by the Flames. Dumped down low behind the net. Sergachev in front. Frost through his legs. Put it on Vanacek. He makes the save. And there was no rebound. White Cloud. Up top then for Klapka. Fired on. It's blocked. Chip back down low then into the corner. Sergachev will pick it back up then for the Mammoth. Cooley will backhand it off the boards then. Down low. Yamamoto tried to get that one back. It's taken in the corner by Zane Parekh. Off the boards then for White Cloud. Forced turnover there. And front was Krause trying to get that puck. It's stolen back and cleared to center by the Flames. Shots are 3-2 in favor of Calgary. Couple good chances there down low. Whistle blown dead at 14:38 for an offsides. Is this game going over 6.5 goals? Maybe. I don't know. I think what was I going to say? You do have a backup goalie in here who hasn't played that well, and then the other goalie has been good. We'll see. But plenty of offense on both teams to make that happen. Face-off here now outside of the Calgary zone is won back by the Flames. It's banked off the boards to center. Coleman stolen back by Schmaltz. At the line, then Utah trying to dump that one down low. It's Schmidt who gets it there. Brucevic will clear this one back off the boards to center. Grabbing it down low is Schmidt. Thrown to center then. Keller. Clayton Keller will carry this one through center down low. Schmaltz, a shot saved by Wolf on the right side. Trying to get that one back as well as Brucevic. Puck is cleared back up top. Keller will bank it down low. Schmidt battling forward. In front, Schmaltz. Can't get the shot on. Keller moves to center. And pass over then for Schmaltz is broken up. Utah not taking advantage of the shots they have. And the Flames will get it back to center. Olli Mata, former Utah Mammoth there, of course, was involved in the Mackenzie Weegar trade. It's worth mentioning Weegar is obviously returning to Calgary as well, I believe for the first time. Here's Olofsson battling forward to the line. Grab back then by Parekh. Parek's been a random move. Pass over to Olofsson. Pass is blocked. Down low then White Cloud. Back for Olofsson. In front then Frost is shot. It deflects off a Dursey stick and out of play. No score early on here in Calgary. And we will step aside for the first time tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Small crowd today, but no problem with that. Let's take a look at the status report here between these two teams. It's a short one, but neither team had a morning skate because they each played on Saturday. John Marino did not play in the loss last night to Carolina. No update was provided. He is not going to play tonight. I don't believe he is in the lineup. Kevin Ball missed his second straight game on Saturday, and the Flames are carrying 4 extra forwards and definitely made some lineup changes, obviously being on the second half of a back-to-back. The lines go as follows. Utah, first line, Schmaltz, Keller, Krause. Second line, Cooley, Yamamoto, Gunther. Third line, Kerfoot, Peterka, Carconi. Fourth line, Stenlund, O'Brien, Tanev. And your defensive pairings, again, these are per NHL.com. Weegar and Sergachev, Schmidt and Simashev, Cole and Dursey. And then you look at the Flames and their lineup currently. You have Sharangovich, Backlund, Coronado, Farabee, Frost, Greedon, Coleman, Strome, Siniev, Zary, Gross, Pospisil. And you also have Kuznetsov, White Cloud, Mata, Brucevic, Weeb, and Parekh is your projected pairings. Those are a little bit different. The lines are a little bit different than what I just said they are. Klapka is in the lineup, I believe, today. I believe Strome is coming out. There's a lot of changes here with this Flames lineup today. And that is to be expected on a back-to-back. Just played a welcome back Mackenzie Weegar video here in Calgary. Wasn't there that long from 2022 to obviously earlier this season. I guess he was there for quite a little bit, but regardless of that, Weegar gets a little bit of a standing ovation there from the Calgary Flames. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. It's one back then by the Flames. Weeb will dump it down low up top. Coronado on the right side for Calgary. Fires it on wide of Vanacek. And the puck is cleared back to center. Coronado battling for it then alongside Tanev. It's intercepted by Weeb down low. Coronado. Cross-ice pass there in the corner. Braden Packle will get it back to center. Frost will dump it down low then into the Utah zone. Vanacek off the boards. Turnover in front. They score! Matt Coronado takes advantage of yet again another dang it. And the Flames have taken a 1-0 lead. Yeah, that is an ugly first goal there for Vanacek to allow. But Coronado takes advantage. And the Flames open up the scoring. Yeah, I mean, again, Vanacek's behind the net. He's trying to play that puck. Coronado just steals it back and puts a wraparound there into the back of the net. And that, folks, is why Vanacek is the backup. That is not a nice goal to allow. Unassisted for Coronado. And the Flames have taken a 1-0 lead. Coronado his 18th goal of the season. And on the fourth shot for the Flames, they have taken the 1-0 lead. Face-off won by Calgary again. They'll try and dump it down low. Flames will regroup here again at center. Down low, Mata. Back over then for Brucevic. Off the boards to Mata. Will dump it down low then into the Utah zone. Weegar in the corner for Utah. Mackenzie Weegar feeds it up top then for Carcone. Stolen back by the Flames, who will get it back to center. Sergachev. Off the boards down low. Flames still keeping on the pressure. Mata will take it back for the Flames. Try to throw a pass in front there to Tyson Gross. Battling for it in the corner then. Paterka trying to get that one free. On the right side, Brucevic trying to clear that one out to center. Carcone trying to get it there as well. And the Mammoth will get it to center and get a line change off. 8 minutes to go here, or 8 minutes gone here in this first period. Coronado with the goal. It's 1-0 Flames. Up top, Zach Whitecloud will clear it down low into the corner. Klapka battling for it then with Weegar. Dylan Gunther is there as well. Klapka now down low in the corner. Back up top then. And a shot from Whitecloud goes wide. Parak pass in front. Zary, a chance there is denied. They score! It's in the back of the net. Connor Zary puts it past Vanacek. And the Flames are hot. It's 2-0. Nice rebound there from Connor Zary. I couldn't tell clearly. I only noticed because the Flames started celebrating. But Connor Zary off the rebound in front. Not a great start there for Vanacek. It goes off of Zary's skate. I wonder if the Mammoth challenged this. It looks like there may be some kicking motion there. I don't know. You ask yourself the question with that goal. Is it an intentional or is it a natural kick? Officials are conglomerating here. If this goal does stand, it's Zary, 12th goal of the year from Parekh and Whitecloud. Look at this replay here again. I mean, Zary puts the puck first on Vanacek. The rebound goes off his skate and into the back of the net. It does look like there is some kicking motion. They're going to take a look at this. If I were a betting man, I would say this probably comes back. It does look like he's clearly kicking it into the back of the net. And maybe that is just the motion that he's making as he's falling onto the ice. Maybe that's a natural, way to spread your legs like that as you're falling down. But I don't know. This one might come back solely for the reason of that. They're looking at it here on the iPad. We'll see what the official call is in just a moment. Still taking a look at it here. I don't know. It's definitely a close one for sure. You can be the judge, to be honest, but If I had to guess, this is probably coming back. And Utah definitely needs this to come back. Down 2-0, 2 goals on 6 shots. Not pretty. But would be nice to get another Zane Parekh point. He's definitely needs to keep up the offensive pace we were told we were going to get when he was drafted. They're still taking a look at it. So obviously it's definitely a tough one for sure. Vitek Vanacek, not great in live commentaries, as we've obviously projected. .897 save percentage in 3 commentaries, and that is his 4th. For some reason, the Mammoth have historically bad goaltenders in live commentaries. It's typically the way it goes. And they take off the headsets. We'll see what the official call here is going to be. Call is going to stand. We have a good goal. So there you go. Connor Zary, 12th of the year from Parekh and Whitecloud. And it will stay a 2-0 lead for Calgary. Here, not even halfway through this first period. Not a great start for Andre Tourigny and the Utah Mammoth. 2 goals on 6 shots for the Flames. Face-off won by Calgary. Here's Parekh now carrying it through center. Broken up then by the Mammoth. Trying to clear that one back to center. Here's Nick Schmaltz with speed. Schmaltz gains the line. Will fire it on. It's blocked in front. Flames will get it back. Now Farabee takes it around the right side past Schmaltz and backhands it down low into the Utah zone. Cole off the boards, battling for it then with Backlund. Below the line then. Cole will get it back. He'll end up turning it over. Backlund down low then for Farabee. Flames have the advantage right now. Down low for Backlund. Pass in front for Coleman. Pass is missed. Up top, Parekh. Back for Farabee. Farabee then at the point for Coleman. Farabee will dump it down low. Backlund will get it furthermore into the corner. Keller trying to clear. Flames will keep it in. Coleman, backhand pass then for Whitecloud. Whitecloud down low then for Farabee. Farabee poke checked away there by Cole back to center. Mammoth will get a line change. Nearly halfway through this first period. Flames lead Utah 2-0. Coronado over then for Farabee. Farabee will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Here's Carcone behind the net then for the Mammoth. Carcone will drop it back down low for Schmidt. Schmidt cleared to center. Carcone battling for it then with Gross. Intercepted in front. Coronado, a chance denied as Olofsson was there as well for the rebound. That's a bad turnover down low by Simashev. Schmidt battling for it in the corner. Simashev off the boards. Peterka down low then for Simashev. Backhanded off the boards. It's kept in then by the Flames. Mata battling for it in the corner. Pass back all the way to center. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Hopefully trying to practice to become one in the future. Here's Mata for Frost. Poke checked away. Zary gets it back then for the Flames. He'll deke around the defense. Tanev thankfully took it back at the last second. Pretty disastrous first half of the period by Utah. Simashev for Stenlund. Stenlund off the boards to Weegar. Bank back then for Liam O'Brien, who will dump it down low into the Calgary zone. Weeb back over then for Klapka. Puck is cleared to center. Zary tried to fire it down low. Mammoth get it back. Tanev on the right side, fighting for it then with Klapka. Connor Zary then on the right side will move it through center. Poke checked away. Here's Stenlund, who will dump it down low then into the Calgary end. Below the line, Cole pass to Gunther. A shot on his block. Rebound's there, and that one is denied. Chipped off the boards to center. Dursey will dump it back down low. Gunther cleared off the boards to center. Parekh below the line will give it back over then for Sharangovich, who will carry it through center. Backhanded off the boards then by Gross, who scored his first NHL goal the other night. Now Logan Cooley behind the net here for the Mammoth. Carrying it now through center. Yamamoto for Cooley, who's being tied up by numerous different Flames down low. Flames will get it back to center. Sharangovich will chip this one off the boards. Grab back then by Kraus. Kraus banks it off the boards. Schmidt down low for Kraus. Broken up then in the corner by Mata. Olli Mata trying to get that one free. Here's Backlund, who will bank it down low. Regrouping with that puck on the right side is Schmidt. Back over to Simashev. Coleman. Poke checked off the board. Simashev trying to get this one back. Schmaltz down low, intercepted by Backlund. Kind of a sloppy game here from both teams, especially these last couple minutes. Backlund up top. Cross ice pass to Mata. Up top, Brucevic. Cross ice pass. Mata comes in and puts it wide of Vanacek. Rebound there for Coleman. And a whistle blown dead. Penalty coming up against the Mammoth at 7:07. Flames, they've been hot. And they will get another chance to keep the heat going here with the power play. Bad to worse here in Utah. Mammoth to the power play. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Stream is slow to load up here. Not sure what's happening. So Calgary kind of dominating this game so far. Flames will get the first power play of the night. All right. Isles are eliminated from the playoffs. First time ever that the Islanders, the Rangers, and the Devils will all miss the playoffs. Damn. That's kind of nuts. Kind of nuts that that is the first time. Coronado with that goal is at 100 points in his NHL career. In the box for Utah is Clayton Keller, the captain who took the penalty on that play. 7:07 left to go here in this first period. Flames are going to get their first power play of the night. The goals have come from Coronado and Zary, making it a 2-0 lead for the Flames, and things could get even better here for Calgary if they can convert on this power play. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. It'll be Stenlund taking the draw. Coronado on the ice. Face-off is won back by the Mammoth. Getting to it first, though, is Coleman behind the net. Will try and clear it off the boards. Doesn't get enough oomph on that puck, and Kraus will clear it back to center. Or no, it goes out of play, actually. My apologies. I wasn't paying attention, really. Trying to pull something else up here on my phone. Why is this? Are my keys stuck? Well, that's not good. Face-off coming up here now again in the Utah zone. Stenlund versus Coronado. Off the draw, Mammoth win it back. Sergachev will clear it off the boards all the way back into the Calgary zone. Here's Parekh behind the net then for Calgary. Chipped off the boards for Coronado. Flames power play has struggled. 31st in the NHL. Parekh dumps it down low. Now Frost battling for it in the corner with Cole. Cleared back away then by the Mammoth. Parekh down low now in the Calgary zone. Zane Parekh here will move this one through center. Drops it back then for Coronado, who will carry it through center. Off the boards, Olofsson. Poke checked away yet again by the Mammoth. Flames will regroup now at center. Coleman into the zone. Intercepted then by Schmaltz, who will dump it down the other way. Holding it down low here now in the Calgary zone. Hunter Brucevic with speed. Through center and chip back down low then into the Utah zone. Weegar fighting with Sharon Govich. Cleared off the boards up to the point. Brucevic cross-ice pass. Cleared back down low now behind the Mammoth net. Weeb back down low. Mammoth will clear off the boards and back to center once again. We can see why this Flames power play has struggled. What's up, Robert? How we doing? Zach Whitecloud. We'll see if he scores tonight for you. Down low now, Ian Cole. Trying to clear that one out of the zone. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Strome up top to Brucevic. Cross-ice pass then for Gross. The pass is blocked and slides back to center. Brucevic now will regroup in his own end. That will do it for the power play. Hunter Brucevic now through center. Off the boards to Oli Mata. Mata carries it into the zone. Will dump it around behind the Utah net. In the corner, Klapka feeds it back up top. Mata down low now behind the net then. Trying to battle for that one was Zary. Glad back by Klapka below the line. Pass over is broken up now. Schmaltz up to Kraus. Carried through center. Klapka takes it back then for the Flames. Played up then to Farabee. Stolen back then by Cole. Below the line getting it back is Simashev. And back down low into the Calgary end. Mata off the boards for Klapka. Frost will carry it into the zone. 4:20 to go here in this first period. Pass back over then for Olofsson's broken up. Peterka poke checked away. Perek keeps it in. Shoot on. Denied there by Vanacek, and he will cover up. Good save there by Vanacek as he's hoping to bounce back here. 2-0 Flames here in this first period. Thank you all for tuning in. Like the stream and subscribe down below if you're new. We are less than 20 subscribers away from 5,600, so any sub is greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach that before the Stanley Cup playoffs. Not a huge crowd tonight, but that's okay. Goals have come from Coronado and Zary. Coronado goal was definitely a dang it. And the Zary goal was a rebound in front. Shots are 8-3 in favor of Calgary. Again, both these teams, they've accepted their fate. The Mammoth are in that first wildcard spot. They are going to stay in that first wildcard spot, regardless how the rest of their games go. And as for the Flames, they're out of the playoffs. They're below the playoff line by a significant amount. They are currently third worst in the Western Conference. And I mean, again, what you want for the Flames right now is a high draft pick. That seems like that's the desired destination for the Flames, and they're looking like they'll get there. Third worst in the NHL, that would put them at the third best lottery odds. There is a chance you could get first overall, and that'd be fun to see. It would be fun to see Calgary get a high draft pick and be able to contend in the future. I think you have a lot of young prospects there who are young and exciting. You need that blue chip, though. You need a guy who is a level above everybody else. I feel like they're lacking that as of right now. And if they were to get a Gavin McKenna or an Ivar Stenberg, I think that would go a long way. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. The Flames have done a very good job matching up against the Mammoth tonight. Already off to a 2-0 lead. Turning was talking to his team in the TV timeout. Puck is cleared all the way back down low, then into the Calgary end. Wolf out of his own net, battling forward then in the corner with Tanev. Below the line, O'Brien up top to Weegar. Weegar comes in, cross-ice pass. Shot on there is denied by Wolf, if that even got on by Sergachev. And the Flames get it back to center. Here's Frost. One-on-one with Weegar. Cross-ice pass. Olofsson in front for Frost, a shot. And that one is blocked. Up top, Coronado, another drive. Goes up in the air and behind the net. Olofsson. Down low, fed back up top. Whitecloud dumps it down low then behind the net. Mammoth will get it back to center. Stenlund will drop it back then for Weegar, who will regroup now in his own end. Mackenzie Weegar looking for options. Pass up then to Cooley. Logan Cooley dumps it down low. Now Gunther battling for it in the corner. Packel. Thrown back to center. Stolen back by the Mammoth. Schmidt carries it down low below the line. Nate Schmidt looking for options. Pass up top then. Cooley dekes around. Fires it on. That one's blocked. Yamamoto gets it behind the net then. Back over for Durzi. Stolen back by the Flames. Here they come the other way. Farabee with speed. He'll get around Durzi. What a move there. And gets around him twice. But the Mammoth steal it right back and clear it to center. Nice moves there by former Philadelphia Flyer. Coleman. Backhanded off the boards then to center. Backlund battling for it alongside Keller. Keller fighting there with Klapka. Puck is cleared back down low into the Calgary zone. Zary will backhand this one off the boards to center. Klapka gets around Schmaltz in front. Zary is shot. That one is blocked. Cole off the boards then for Keller. Keller drops it back then for Cole. Pass to center for Schmaltz. Broke it up then by Klapka, who will throw it to center. Simashev there off the boards for Krause. Drop back down low then for Cole. Chipped off the boards and back into the Calgary zone. Behind the net then with that puck is Hunter Brucevic. Final 2 minutes of play here in this first period. Sharangovich is tripped, and that'll be a penalty on the Mammoth. Down low now in the corner, Siniev, and the Mammoth will touch that puck. And we are going to get another Calgary power play. And with the luck of that, this one will carry over into the second period, unless there is a goal scored. But pretty disastrous period here by the Utah Mammoth. They have not played well. And obviously one of those goals was a bit of a dang it. But the Flames have had significant momentum here in this opening period. Shots are 10-4 here in favor of the Flames. With a minute 52 to go in this first period. Face-off down low now in the Utah zone. One back by the Flames. Perek can't keep it in the zone. It'll slide all the way back into the Calgary end. Perek will hold it down low and look for options. He'll drop it back then for Frost. Morgan Frost through center. What a move around Sergachev. Shot on there is denied. Grabbed back then by Coronado. Coronado up top then to Olofsson. Up top to Perek. Quarterback in that power play, as he should be. Olofsson to Perek. Perek at the point then for the Flames. Coronado to Frost. Down low. Tipped in front by Coleman. In the corner then battling for it with Sergachev. Played back up top. Perek to Coronado. Back to the point to Perek. He'll look for options. Pass back to Frost. A shot denied by Vanacek through all the traffic. They're allowing 2 goals on 6 shots. Vanacek making some solid saves. Face-off here now in the Utah zone is a tie-up down low. Flames try and get it back. Coleman on the right side. Up top then for Olofsson. Olofsson will bank this one up top. Last minute of play here in the first period. Here's Frost on the right side. Morgan Frost up top then. Pass back over to Coronado. Coronado up top. Point to Perek. Pass over to Frost. Morgan Frost holds it at the line. 30 seconds to go. Shot on by Olofsson. Save rebounds in front. Cleared back down low. Coleman below the line. Up top then to Frost. Frost shoots it. Save rebounds there. And Vanacek keeps it out. I thought Coleman had a chance in front. But a nice save by Vanacek with a little over 24 seconds to go. Good chance there by Coleman. And a nice save there by Vanacek. Good bounce back for sure after the struggles that he had early in the game. Brucevic up top for Calgary. Pass back over to Backlund. Final seconds will tick down on the right side. Siniev feeds it up top then to Brucevic. Back to Siniev. Brucevic to the point. Down low to Zaria. Shot tipped in front. It's in the crease. Backlund gets it back. He'll throw it down low behind the net. 2 seconds to go. And that'll do it. End of the opening period. 14 shots for the Calgary Flames in that opening frame. To the Mammoth 4, and Coronado and Zary get the 2 goals for Calgary. It is a 2-0 lead for the Flames after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for the start of period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown till the second. Pretty good first period there. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Stick around to the second period and some of our intermission coverage here in this one. Sorry about the lag. I have no idea what's causing that. I think my Wi-Fi is acting up here. That may be why. So I apologize if you see that, or if you see the glitchiness. I know it's showing up on your end. I do apologize. This is the latest game on the NHL slate tonight. There is a chance of clinching tonight. The Anaheim Ducks can make the playoffs tonight for the first time since 2018 with a win against the Canucks. That's the only clinching scenario tonight. They are currently losing after 40 minutes of play to Vancouver. Ducks have definitely struggled recently. That would clinch the Metro 3 or the Pacific 3 seed. That would mean heading into the final week of the year, there's only 2 playoff spots remaining. And that is the Metropolitan 3 in the Metropolitan and the Wild Card 2 in the Western Conference. If Philadelphia wins tomorrow, that spot is Philadelphia's. I'm not exactly sure about the seeding in the Western Conference, though. I'd have to take a look at that. Poll through 20 minutes of play as the Mammoth winning. Well, so far you guys are incorrect on that one. Let me look at the wild card standings in the West real quick. LA is only 2 points back of the Ducks. There is a chance that we could see Oilers and Kings again. I think that'd be a sweep, though. I'm not going to lie. I think the Oilers would sweep the Kings. Sorry to say, but I think that would be what would happen. All right. Make this Coronado clip real quick.
We'll get it back to center. Frost. Back to. We'll get it back to corner. Braden Packel. We'll get it back to center. Frost will dump it down low, then into the Utah zone. Vanacek off the board. Turnover in front. They score. Vanacek off the board. Turnover. Corner. Braden. And in the corner. Braden Packel.
All right, 2-0 Calgary after 20 minutes of play. I just got to remove a little bit of time off of it. Thank you all for tuning in. Stick around here in the commentary. If you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to talk about, drop them in the comments and we will discuss.
Turnover in front. Front, they score. Matt Coronado takes advantage. We'll join you. We'll break down the first 20 minutes here in Calgary as the Flames lead the Mammoth 2-0.
All right. Good evening, Charlotte. How we doing? Welcome to the stream.
the Flames have taken a 1-0 lead.
All right, perfect. That is done. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal. All right. All right, perfect. Took me forever to do that. All right. So Coronado and Zary make it a 2-0 lead for the Calgary Flames after 20 minutes of play. This is the final time we are streaming the Calgary Flames this season. Obviously, we'll be live for the Utah Mammoth in the Stanley Cup playoffs coming up, despite whoever they play. As well as that, too, we only have 3 regular season commentaries this week. Going to be a little bit of a much calmer week before we start with the playoffs on Saturday. We have the Avalanche and the Oilers tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern time. I would love to do the Flyers, but sadly I cannot. Got a family dinner before. I'm not annoyed about that, but I obviously still got a family dinner tomorrow. That comes first. Family always comes first. I tell everybody that all the time. And then we'll be live for Oilers and Avalanche tomorrow. We'll have an off day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, those will be our final commentaries of the regular season. The Stars and the Sabres and the Kraken and the Golden Knights will be our last 2 commentaries of the 2025-26 regular season. Nuts! That puts us at 116 live commentaries during the regular season. I think we only had like maybe 20, like maybe 30. Let me check that number actually. We had only 42 last year, so we increased that number by nearly 100. I mean, again, 100 and I'll take 100 and 116 commentaries over the year. Thank you, Charlisha. Whichever way you say it, let me know. But thank you. I appreciate that. Bit of a smaller crowd tonight, but that's okay. Usually when I do commentaries like this in April, The crowds don't tend to be as big due to the fact that some of these games don't really matter. And this game especially does not really matter that much. Tomorrow's Avs-Oilers game, though, should be good. That should be a fun one. Hopefully that'll be a good turnout tomorrow. All right. Let's update the all-time score sheet. I'm like, what do I need to do? And I'm literally missing it. So again, for those who missed, players to watch tonight between these two teams that I picked, Dylan Guenther for the Mammoth, 10 points in his last 5 games, and on the other side, Abram Weeb, who made his NHL debut last night versus Seattle. He is on the third pairing currently. We've seen him a little bit, but he is my player to watch tonight for Calgary. They gatekeep the Mammoth games. What do you mean? Like they don't broadcast them, or are they just not available to you? Well, I appreciate that, Lily. I mean that. Again, like, you know, I do the best I can. It's worth mentioning, I am a Mammoth fan as well. I was a Coyotes fan back when they were in Arizona, but I don't live in Arizona, so I kind of just followed the team as they became the Mammoth. Not surprising though. They do always have the games like on behind a paywall. Won't go over unless Utah helps you out with some scoring. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. By the way, the elimination and clinching videos, I'm going to get to those tomorrow. I have a bunch of them that I need to do still. Those will be my problem tomorrow. Or those will come out tomorrow. I know I'm missing a lot. Yeah, the Olympics were a great time. 4 shots on goal won't get it done. Nope. Yeah, the Olympics were a lot of fun. Had a great time during the Olympics last year. It's very enjoyable. Perek. First point as a Calgary Flame in a live commentary. All right, perfect. There we go. Game is only on their actual streaming platform for me. I wasn't going to pay for that. Also, Coyotes fan, live in AZ. Yeah, it was sad to see him go. But it is what it is. At least this team's going to be in the playoffs. For me, I'm just happy to see this group of guys in the playoffs. They deserve it. Mammoth still need points to lock up a spot. Are they not locked into that wild card one? Are you sure? Probably one more game, right? Because if LA wins out, they can get that first wild card. I thought they already had the wild card 1 spot clinched. I thought it was impossible for any team to catch them, but I might be wrong. I probably am, to be honest. All right, second period coming up in a couple of minutes. Sometimes my clock isn't entirely accurate, so maybe a little bit more time. But yeah, for the Mammoth fans in here, we will be live for them during the playoffs. Not every game, but most games we will be live for. At least 2. If it's a 4-game series, at least 2 of them will be live for. Just waiting for the official schedule. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Crazy that they're losing against the Canucks. Also a huge Sharks fan, and watching them lose last night was brutal. Yeah, they're done. I commented them last week twice. Like, they're done. Sadly. Very sad. But I was hoping I'd see Celebrini in the playoffs, but it just isn't looking like a reality anymore. They don't really have the games in hand anymore. They basically have to win out, and the other teams have to lose out. I would not be shocked if after tomorrow they're out. Like, officially. They're officially out. Canucks not going down without a fight. Yeah, they're playing spoiler. The Ducks have been really bad the last 2 weeks or so. They were on like a 6-game losing streak before they beat San Jose on Thursday. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but it's not surprising that they're struggling. I think there's a lot to be happy with, though, in Anaheim, regardless of like whether or not they go far in the playoffs. At least that's what I think. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready to start period number 2 between the Utah Mammoth and the Calgary Flames. First period recap. Goals were scored by Matt Coronado and Connor Zary. Sorry, I was just recording something there really quick of my TV. Here in that first period to make it a 2-0 lead for Calgary after 20 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 20. Shots are 14-4 in favor of the Flames. Face-off percentage, 62% in favor of the Flames as well. Power plays, both teams are 0 for 1. We will see if Utah or Calgary can score on this one, or they'll be 0 for 2. Penalty or hits are 8-1 in favor of Utah, and block shots are 8-2 in favor of Utah as well. Sharks win against the Preds. Their last playoff chance is like the salt in the wound. They haven't won a game versus the Preds since like 2017. Really? Jesus, I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought about doing that one tomorrow, but I've streamed them too many times the last few days, so. Yeah, I think their odds are done. Unfortunate, but it's probably over. All right, period number 2 here from the Saddle Dome. Only one more season of games being played here before they open up their new arena. I don't know if that's true, but that would be nuts. That would be nuts if that's true. That wouldn't be very surprising. Because again, the Sharks were bad for a long time. All right, they're still taking a moment here to get things started. Turney's pointing to somewhere on the ice. Not exactly sure what's happening here. I'll look it up. Hang on. All right, period number 2 between the Flames and the Mammoth is underway. Face-off is won back then by Utah and cleared back down low into the Calgary end. Dustin Wolf behind his own net. Below the line to Mata. Flames will get it back to center. Farabee one-on-one then with Sergachev. Joel Farabee loops around, dumps it back down low into the Utah zone. Weegar backhanded here off the boards to center. Sadly, Thomas, I am not. I would love to, but unfortunately I am not. I have a family dinner tomorrow, so I am missing a little bit of time. We will be live tomorrow, but not for that one. Here's Keller, cross-ice pass then for Cole. Tomorrow is the Oilers and the Avalanche. That is tomorrow's commentary. I would love to be live for it, though, but fortunately I am busy. Puck is cleared back into the Utah zone. Ian Cole now will move this one through center. He'll dump it down low into the Calgary zone. Whitecloud will backhand this one off the boards. Brucevic to Frost. Intercepted then by Cooley, who's tripped. Coronado takes it back, and that is indeed a penalty against the Flames, and the Mammoth will head to the power play for the second time tonight. So, Lily, furthermore on what you said, you are, I believe, correct. I'm looking it up here. They definitely haven't beat them in the last 2 years. I'm looking it up real quick. Shots are 14-4. I don't care if it's a privacy error. Face-off here now in the Calgary zone is won back then by Utah. Sergachev for Gunther to Sergachev, a shot save, rebound in front. Battling for it then with Wolf down low. Keller gets it back and throws it up top to Gunther. Mammoth needs shots. That's a definite. Only 4 in the first period. Down low in the corner, Mata stolen back to Gunther. Poke check to Sergachev. Good keep in there. Cooley off the boards down low to Keller. Cleared away then by Coleman. Puck goes into the Calgary bench. And we get a stoppage. Yeah. So you're not exactly correct, Liz, but you're not wrong in terms of it's been a while. The last time the Sharks beat the Preds was in 2019. 2019, that's kind of nuts. But it has been a long time. Not 9 years long, but a long time, yes. Face-off won by Utah up top. Sergachev to Keller. A shot on, deflected wide of Wolf. Logan Cooley up top to Keller. Sergachev on the right side to Keller. Holds it at the line, then looks for options. Cooley to Keller. Keller looks, fires it. It goes wide of Wolf. Cooley up top to Sergachev. Sergachev halfway through the power play. Keller on the right side. Down low then for Cooley. Keller up top. Gunther a shot. That one goes wide. Keller picks it up then for the Mammoth. Back down low then for Cooley below the line. Cleared away then by Whitecloud. They try and keep it in the zone. The Mammoth do so successfully. Keller up top, fumbles the puck. It's a breakaway the other way. It's Farabee with speed into the zone. 1-on-2. Cross-ice pass shot there from Whitecloud is deflected and wide. Here's Schmaltz. Brings it into the zone. Cooley pass over and denied. Mammoth power play since January is second best in the NHL. Certainly doesn't look like it tonight. Only one shot. Peterka, cross-ice pass. Here's Weegar coming in, denied. Rebound in front. And it goes up in the air and down low. Carcone gets it back for Utah. Up top then to Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar, cross-ice pass to Peterka. Peterka to Weegar. Down low then, shot from Carcone. Save there. And Wolf gets the cover up. And a stoppage. Some good chances for Utah. Their first legitimate chances here of the game tonight. Things you like to see. Good chance there by Mackenzie Weegar. Nearly scored a goal against his former team tonight. A little frustrated there on the bench. Saying some words that I can't say. I'm sure I've said them before, though. Face-off here now in the Calgary zone. Strome against Stenlund. Face-off is won back by Calgary. Parekh behind the net. Power play is over. Here come the Flames now at center. Strome off the boards to Zary. Klapka battling for it down low in the corner with Simashev. Below the line then Stenlund. Kevin Stenlund will carry this one through center. Pass up then for Stenlund. Bank back down low into the Calgary zone. Simashev Dumps it down low into the Calgary zone. Here's Parekh. Holds it in the Calgary end, pass to center. Connor Zary. Banked off the boards then for Klapka, who will dump it down low. Vanacek for Gunther. Off the boards then, Yamamoto. Gets it to center. Cross-ice pass for Cooley. He's got some room. It'll slide down low behind the net. Tied up there by Weeb. Dodges a hit from Packle. Fed back up top. Cole at the point. Fires it. It goes wide of Wolf. Back down low then behind the net. Dursey trying to feed a pass in front. Flames will take it back to center. And battling for it on the right side. Now Dursey back over to Cole. Ian Cole will dump it down low into the Calgary zone. Weeb. Back below the line then for Packle. Cleared off the boards to center. Dursey will dump it back down low. Back up in the corner then by Weeb. Behind the net then for Packle, who will clear it to center. Nick Schmaltz now back over then for Krause. Try to dump it down low. It was blocked. He'll get the second opportunity back into the Calgary zone. Weeb off the boards. Tried to clear it. Keller, cross-ice pass. Schmaltz's shot. It goes wide. Not a great shot at that. Schmaltz now down low in the corner. Back to Keller. Keller on the right side battling for it then with Frost. Here's Frost now getting it through the neutral zone. Try to get it around Weegar. Grab back then by Schmaltz. Thrown back to center. Keller with some room. Regroups back around. Backhand down low. It's blocked. Now Sharangovich carrying it through center. He'll try and dump it down low. He'll get it there. Intercepted down low. Pass in front. Broken up there by Vanacek. Behind the net now Schmidt. Over to Keller. Keller back up to Kerfoot. Here's a breakaway the way. Peterka. He's in! Shot wide of Wolf. Oh my goodness. Here's Gross. Back over then for Sharangovich, who dumps it down low. Saniev now will battle for it behind the net. J.J. Peterka gets it back for the Mammoth. Kerfoot on the right side. Brucevic is battling for it there as well. Here's Carcone. Carries it into the zone. Up to Peterka. Peterka back up top. Shot on there goes wide. Another chance for Cola's shot. And that one is blocked and out of play. A better period here from the Mammoth so far. They're struggling to get shots on goal, but they're shooting it. It's 2-0 lead for the Flames still. Holding on to hope they can lock in and win their game tomorrow and make it to the playoffs. Yeah, me too. I love to see Celebrini in the playoffs, but I think they have to have other teams lose as well. I don't believe they do hold the tiebreaker against the Kings. So if they do win tomorrow, they're 5 points back. Oh, I didn't realize that. They're 5 points back with the same amount of games played as the Kings. Kings basically have to lose out, and they have to win out. So I think the odds are they get eliminated tomorrow. But we will see. Obviously, time will tell. So again, only 3 commentaries this week. Or 3 commentaries in the regular season this week. We'll be live on Saturday and Sunday for the playoff games. But only 3 more regular season live commentaries. Oh my goodness. Only 1 more week of regular season hockey. Face-off coming up here now yet again in the Calgary zone. Mammoth have gotten some good chances here. They just need to convert on them. Here's Cole. Below the line, pass in front for Cooley. He fans on that puck. Now Klapka will get it to center. Adam Klapka with speed. Now battling for it down low is Cole. Dursey will clear this one off the boards. Now Gunther banks it back to center. Brucevics off the boards then for Klapka. Cross ice pass broken up. Here's Gunther. Back for Cooley. Cooley regroups around down low up top to Dursey. Dursey will bank this one off the boards. Gets the pass himself. Down low then on the right side. Gunther. Up top Dursey. Cross ice pass. At the point. Sergachev a shot. Goes wide. Now Dursey on the right side. Backhands it behind the net then. Mata takes it back for the Flames. And thrown back out to center by Strome. Delayed offsides here against the Flames, I believe. Dursey off the boards to Tanev. Cooley for Dursey, who will get it back to center and dump back into the Calgary zone. About 8 minutes gone, or about 7 minutes gone here in this second period. Here come the Mammoth through center. Stenlund, 3-on-3, dumps it past Wolf. Battling for it down low in the corner. Now in the corner was Simashev. Coleman carries it through center. Banked off the boards then by O'Brien. Back over then for Tanev. Tanev will backhand it to center furthermore. Now Simashev down low here for Utah. Shots are 14-8. Chipped off the boards now. Lawson Krause will carry it down the right side. Battling for it then with Perek. Krause behind the net. Clears it down low. Perek will take it back then for the Flames. And racing for it the other way with speed is Olofsson. Simashev will get to that puck first. Battling for it on the right side then down low. Perek will join the rush. Good offensive pressure there from Perek. We know we can do that. Shot on goes wide of Vanacek. Down low now Krause. Played ahead then to Keller. Here's Captain Keller. Dekes it through the zone. Broken up then by Perek. To center. Now Schmidt. Over to Schmaltz. Schmaltz cross ice pass then. It's cleared back to center. Here come the Flames. Sharangovich will dump it down low then into the Utah zone. Now Cole battling for it. In the corner, Peterka. Back over to Cole. Cole chipped off the boards to center. Olli Mata now regroups with that puck. Mata in the Calgary zone. Banked off the boards then for Tyson Gross. Sharangovich on the right side here in the Utah zone. Kind of a back and forth period. Not a lot of shots in general. Flames are still looking for their first shot of the period. Brucevics dumps it down low behind the net. Sharangovich tried to fire that one on. Cole in the corner, back over for Carconi. Now Kerfoot carries it through center. 3-on-3. Kerfoot to Carconi down low. Shot on there, saved by Wolf. It was like at the line when he took that shot. Surprised it actually got on. Flames will regroup here in their own end. Mata carries it through center. Will backhand it down low then into the Utah end. Sergachev below the line then for Utah. Played back to center. Yamamoto. Cross ice pass for Kerfoot. Kerfoot banked back down low. Gunther tried to poke check that one away. Flames will now take a chance to regroup in their own end. Strome banked off the boards to center. Klapka intercepted by Utah. Cooley down low for Weegar. Off the boards to Gunther. Gunther forced out of the zone. Now Sergachev back ahead for Carconi. He'll try and get around Perek. It'll slide it on Wolf. He'll play it away. Perek to Klapka. Back to Strome. Strome to Klapka. Stuck in his legs. Up top then Strome. Fires it. Denied by Vanacek. And there is Calgary's first shot of the game at 9:30. Or first shot of the period at 9:30. Mammoth still lead the Flames 2-0. A very uneventful second period so far. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Not a very interesting second period here so far. Really not a lot of chances to speak of, generally speaking. But not the worst period we've ever seen. Be sure to follow the Watch with Nordic Instagram at WatchWNordic. That includes all of the commentary schedule and what the commentary streams will look like each week. Definitely need to utilize that better for sure. No denying that. But regardless of that, tomorrow we'll be live for our first of only 3 regular season commentaries this week. We'll be live for the playoffs on Saturday and Sunday when those begin. Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. That'll be a good matchup tomorrow. It'll be the 26th time we've streamed the Oilers. Tonight's commentary records, Mammoth, this is their 9th commentary when I live stream them. They're 3-3-2. The Flames, this is their 10th commentary. They are 6-2-1 when I live stream them. Most goals by players 23 and younger this season. Dylan Guenther third on that list behind Wyatt Johnston and Macklin Celebrini. Hell of a year for Dylan Guenther. He's been so incredible to watch this season. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. It'll be Stenlund versus Coronado. Face-off won back by Utah. Here's Schmidt. Clearing it off the boards to center. Tanev battling for it on the right side with Packel. Banked off the boards and cleared back to center. Mammoth will dump it down low into the Utah, or Flames will dump it down low into the Utah end. Coronado back over for Packel below the line. In front there was Frost. Coronado banked off the boards. Stolen back by Tanev, who will dump it around behind the net. Coronado first turnover in front. Denied as Olofsson came into the zone. Got a shot on Vanacek, but Vitek makes the save. He's been solid since allowing that second goal. Satisfactory turnaround here for Vanacek after allowing 2 goals on 6 shots. He stopped most of the shots that have come his way since. 9:04 left to go in period number 2. Here's Schmaltz taking the draw against Backlund. Face-off here won by the Flames. Below the line, Mata tried to throw a cross-ice pass, then the Coleman battling for it down low. Try to get that shot on. It's cleared off the boards by Sergachev. Kept in by the Flames of the line. Coleman. Pass back off the boards then for Farabee. Farabee tried to get around Weegar down low. Grabbed back by Sergachev. Off the boards, Keller for Krause. Here's Krause through center. Schmaltz tried to dump it down low. And a shot on there denied by Wolf at 8:38. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Hope you have a good night. Hope to see you again in another Mammoth stream. Look at the Western Conference standings. Utah in that first wild card spot. Their opponents could range from Vegas, Edmonton, and Anaheim. They will find out later this week who that will be. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. Backhanded off the boards and down low into the Calgary zone. White Cloud. Cleared back to center. Coleman. Through the zone, back over to Backlund. Backlund cross-ice pass. Broken up then by Utah. Here come the Mammoth now through center. Intercepted by the Flames. Farabee dumps it down low. Furthermore into the Utah zone. And that is a puck out of play. Mammoth only 9 shots through 32 minutes of full hockey time. Carter 40 goals on the year. Face-off here now at center is won back then by Utah. Weegar. Off the boards then, cross-ice pass to Cooley was too far away. Banked into the zone then by Strome. Try to get that shot on. Klapka battling for it. Mammoth will get it back to center. Logan Cooley with speed. Brings it in. Loops around. Looks for options. Up top. Dursey a shot. And that one deflects back down low. Cole Behind the net then for Utah. Mata cleared off the boards to center. Here's Strome with some speed into the Utah end. Strome pass over is broken up. Klapka to Strome behind the net. Up top, Klapka fans on the shot. Brucevic trying to keep that puck in. Dursey will get it back to center. Ryan Strome will dump it back down low. Cole behind the net then to Dursey. Sean Dursey will bank this puck back to center. Now Uyghur battling forward with J.J. Peterka. Sharangovich off the boards then for Gross. Gross will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Kerfoot will backhand it behind the net then for Carcone. Drop back then through center, Kerfoot. Sharangovich now battling forward on the right side. Nate Schmidt will get it back then for Utah and backhanded down low into the Calgary zone. That'll be an icing against the Mammoth. Take a look at the goaltender stats here. Dustin Wolf, 10 saves on 10 shots. He's been perfect so far. Vanacek, 14 saves on 16 shots. He is at an .875 save percentage, which is an improvement from where he was earlier in the game. So you can be satisfied with that if you're a Mammoth fan. Face-off down low now in the Utah zone. Peterka, stolen back then by Calgary. Whitecloud clears it down low. Olofsson battling for it then with Simashev. Kerfoot banked off the boards. Now Peterka backed up to Kerfoot, who will try and get it to center. Now Coronado battling forward with Carcone. Off the boards, here's Peterka. 3-on-2. Shot on. Denied there by Wolf. As it's cleared back to the right side. Now Frost back for Whitecloud. Thrown to center. Coronado with speed. Drop back to Frost. Frost couldn't get the shot on off the boards then for Peterka behind the net. Uyghur up top to Carcone. Hit off that puck quickly as it slides back down low into the Calgary zone. Parek to Brucevic. Back over then for the Mammoth, who try and carry it through center. Now Backlund banked off the boards. Coleman will clear it all the way back down the other way into the Utah zone. That is an icing at 5:43. Very uneventful second period here so far. Shots are just 6-2 in favor of Utah. Obviously, they've been the better team, of course. Face off here again now in the Calgary zone. Backlund versus Schmaltz. Draws one by Utah. Keller up top, fires it on Wolf. He'll make the save. Cole tries to dump it around behind the net then. Battling for on the right side is Schmaltz. Backlund off the boards to center. Utah tried to get that one back. Now Backlund across ice pass to Krause, who will regroup with it down low. Now Dursey in the corner here for Utah. Krause banked off the boards to center. Keller ahead then for Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz carries it into the zone. Broken up then by Calgary. Through center now with speed is Coleman. Broken up then by Krause, who battles for that puck. Shot down low then into the Utah zone. Ian Cole. Back over then for Keller. Now Mata gets it down low. Packel off the board. Stolen back then by Utah. Mata fighting with Stenlund. Tanev is there as well. Less than 5 minutes to go here in this second period. Up top then for Schmidt. Bank back down low then for Stenlund. Calgary playing that physical role, doing a good job at keeping the Mammoth to the outside. Simashev up top, pass on, deflected in front, rebounds there, and just through the crease. O'Brien nearly made it a 2-1 game. Keller for Schmidt. Back up top to Keller. Keller on the right side, delay penalty for the Flames. Simashev down low, shot from Stenlund, a shot, and that one is denied. And a whistle blown at 4:19. We are going to get a Mammoth power play for the third time tonight. That was a slow start there for the Mammoth. O'Brien was absolutely robbed by Dustin Wolf at 4:19. Mammoth led to the power play when we come back. Shots are 16-12 in favor of Calgary. Mammoth have been the better team in this period, though. Don't get that mixed up. They've definitely been the better team here in this period, but struggling to convert on that has been what they're dealing with here. So a 2-minute power play for Utah. Shots are actually 16-13. They're still tallying up the shots. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement. We are 13 subscribers away from 5,600. Every sub is greatly appreciated. So if you are new to the channel, subscribe down below. .419 to go here in this second period. Mammoth are going to get their second power play of the game. Liam O'Brien with a great chance there on Dustin Wolf. He could not convert. Hammered the under 4.5 goals. We'll have to see, Maurice. You're getting there. Mammoth have been putting on the pressure, though. Face-off here now in the Calgary zone is won back by the Mammoth. Sergachev to Schmaltz. Schmaltz down low. Gunther a shot. That one goes wide. He's got a nasty shot. Couldn't get it on, though. Behind the net, then, with speed is Sergachev. He'll drop it back, then, for Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz carries it through center. He'll get around the Calgary defense. Cross-ice pass to Keller. Keller off the boards to Sergachev. Sergachev at the point. He'll look for options. Down low, Keller to Cooley. Back to Sergachev. Down low. Gunther, a shot denied there by Wolf. Banked off the boards by the Flames. And down the other way. Here's Mikhail Sergachev. He'll drop it back then for Keller. Schmaltz now with speed as Utah gets their second unit. Pass off the boards is blocked. Here come the Flames the other way. It's Sharangovich. 1-on-1 with Uyghur. Pass back then for Farabee. Over. And Sharangovich can't get that puck. Utah regroups. 3 minutes to go here in this second period. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Peterka for Cooley. Cooley on the right side off top then for Uyghur. Mackenzie Uyghur at the point for Utah. Uyghur down low to Keller. Keller circles around behind the net. Back off the boards for Cooley down low. Up top, Peterka. Back to Cooley. Cooley dekes in. Tipped in front. And Krause can't get it back. Calgary will clear it back to center. And in there on Vanacek. That will pretty much do it for the power play. 5 seconds to go on it. Peterka misses a pass. And yup, that does it for the power play. Good chances for Utah, but not getting the shots they need. Here's Dursey through center off the boards for Cole. Puck will slide in on Wolf. He'll make the save at 2:05. Never mind, he plays it. Olofsson. Back over for Brucevics. Final 2 minutes of play in this second period. Coronado battling forward then with Dursey. Below the line now, J.J. Peterka. Peterka will carry it through center. Over then for Carcone on the right side. Carcone, cross-ice pass, broken up then by the Flames to center. Michael Carcone, cross-ice pass then for Dursey. Dursey will dump it down low into the Calgary zone. Stenlund, back over for Yamamoto. Puck is cleared to center. Simashev will dump it down low as we approach the final minute of play. Shots are 17-15. Down low in the corner now, battling for that puck was O'Brien. Grabbed back then by the Flames. Matt Coronado at center will dump it down low. Uyghur battling for it with Siniev. Below the line then Schmidt, back over to Sharangovich. Here's Simashev. Taking it now through center. Off the boards from O'Brien. And that is an icing at 50 seconds against Utah. Again, the shots are 16-15. 17-15. That's actually correct. For some reason, they keep changing the Calgary shot total. So it looks like they added assist to the Coronado goal. It's going to be Coronado from Frost and Packle. I thought with Vanacek touching that puck, there wouldn't be any assists, but they added them since the last time I spoke to you guys. Face-off here now in the Utah zone. Stenlund will take the draw against Backlund. Face-off is won back then by the Flames. Pareka's shot is blocked. Rebound denied there by Vanacek. Another chance on is denied as well. Stenlund battling for it down low in the corner with Backlund. Less than 40 seconds to go now in this second period. Cleared all the way back down low into the Calgary zone. Parek battling for it then with O'Brien. Liam O'Brien will hold it against the boards as time ticks down. Finally, the puck will come loose. O'Brien, the curve foot up top. Sergachev at the point, tries to get around Farabee. Up top, Dursey. Uyghur dekes around, Kerfoot. Back up to Uyghur. 10 seconds left. Uyghur, shot denied. Carconi a chance. He fans on that puck. Down low behind the net, then Coleman will hold it against the boards. Peterko trying to get a one last chance on. It's blocked, and that'll do it for period number 2. End of 40. No goals in that second period. We stay the same goal. We stay the same score as we were at the end of 20. It is a 2-0 lead for Calgary heading into a very interesting third period. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. Update my all-time stat sheet real quick with the assists going to the Coronado goal. Only one more period to go. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Braden Packle getting his first Watch with Nordic point. And in light of that, he becomes the 753rd player to register a point in a live commentary stream. That number keeps growing every single commentary. Pretty remarkable. Pretty good second period. Not a lot of shots, or at least it felt like that. Shots were 11-4 in favor of Utah. So kind of a reverse from the previous period. Flames only had 4 shots in that period. Little interesting there. Doesn't look like Ducks are going to clinch against the Canucks. They need to win a regulation. 2 minutes to go. They're tied. Possible, but it may not happen tonight. I believe it's a regulation win for them to clinch. Canucks playing spoiler. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Stick around in the commentary for the third period. Got about 16 minutes or so till period number 3. Don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow for Oilers and Avalanche. That'll be our later commentary here on the schedule. Add something real quick to the commentary, guys. Just give me a second. There we go. That is for the end of the game tonight. So again, tomorrow, Oilers and Avalanche. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, guys. I will be right back.
Reserve a Utah Mammoth premium suite for the 2026-2027 season. I can't believe I'm even saying those years right now. You can host clients, reward employees, and build lasting relationships in a private, elevated setting with the best seats and premium dining. Every detail is first class. You can scan this QR code right here to learn more and get ready for next season. We've got more of your second intermission report on the other side of these messages as you see some Calgary Flames legends. Big heads racing out there, including Jerome. You might recognize him as Steve's dad. All right, guys, keep it right here. Hockey Night in Utah. We'll be back in a moment.
Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Grab some waters real quick, too. Only game here that is still going on besides Ducks and Canucks. Pull up my stats here really quick for the other. Oh, my screen's frozen. Hello? There we go. I don't know what's going on with that. My camera's been really laggy in tonight's stream. I apologize. I think it might be my Wi-Fi. Looks like regulation just ended in Ducks and Canucks. That game's going to overtime. Ducks, I don't think the Ducks can clinch tonight. Maybe. Let me look, actually. Oh, in any fashion. So if they win in overtime, they make the playoffs. All right. So 2-0 Flames after 40 minutes of play. Going to take a little bit of a chill pill here. Rest my voice a little bit and get ready for the third period coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you guys for supporting us. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you guys have always been here and always had our back. Thank you.
All right.
I guess second of all, we're going to do our absolute best to come home for a couple more games in the playoffs. That's for sure.
Showing Kopitar's speech. Kind of hope the Kings make the playoffs for the sake of it. So we can get another Kopitar game in. Got about 10 minutes till the start of the third period. Stick around, guys. Thank you all for tuning into this one. Let me remind you, for those who are joining us just now, players to watch tonight. Dylan Gunther, last 5 games played, 10 points, 4 goals, 6 assists. And Abram Wiebe making his second NHL game after his NHL debut the other night against the Kraken. The 2 goalies tonight, their commentary records. Vanacek in his 4th live commentary. He's 0-1-2, a 2.67 and a .897. Dustin Wolf in his 8th commentary tonight, 5-2, a 2.0 on the dot, and a .923 save percentage. A good performance tonight could make his stats even better heading into, again, another end of the year. Devin Cooley's numbers are really good too. Like, generally speaking, Calgary does well when I stream them. Cooley, only 2 commentaries. He's 1-0-1. Has a 2.5 and a .929. Those are pretty good numbers, if I do say so myself. So a little less than 7 minutes to go till the start of period number 3. Still a 2-0 Calgary lead off of goals from Coronado and Zary. What, Cadence? What? Still getting views for the Olympic gold medal game. Yeah, chicken butt, of course. Of course that's what you say to me. Go figure. Camera's really lagging today. I apologize for that, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below. Happy birthday to the Phillies fanatic. That is today, right? His birthday was today. Yeah, they lost today. No, don't want to talk. Don't want to talk about the Phillies. All my teams are losing today. All right, third period coming up in less than 5 minutes, folks. Stick around. We are 12 subscribers away from 5,600 as well. Slowly but surely getting to the finish line. Shots still 18-15. That has not changed. Perfect. Canucks defeat the Ducks. Marco Rossi overtime winner. So the Anaheim Ducks will not clinch a playoff spot today. They can likely clinch tomorrow, though. So it's not over yet. There's a chance the Kings could jump them. Hypothetically. If the Kings win... Well, the Ducks just lost. So if the Kings win tomorrow... So I believe the Kings play tomorrow. Let me take a look, actually. Let me take a look before I say these things. So if the Kings win tomorrow, they will tie the Ducks in points. Ducks don't play again till Tuesday. If the Kings win tomorrow, the Ducks lose on Tuesday, and the Kings win on Tuesday, the Kings could overtake them. All right. Utah can come back? Potentially. We'll see. Alrighty, everybody, let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Utah Mammoth and the Calgary Flames. Second period recap. No goals were scored in that middle frame. It is still a 2-0 lead for Calgary after 40 minutes of play. Getting ready for the last 20 minutes here in just a moment. Your stats through 40. Shots are 18-15 in favor of Calgary. Faceoffs are 62% in favor of the Flames. Power plays, Calgary 0 for 2, Utah 0 for 3. Hits are 15-5 in favor of the Mammoth, and block shots are tied at 10 each heading into period number 3. Utah with a win tonight can move up to 92 points on the year. You take a look at these two teams and their current records as I fix up my clock here really quick. Utah looking to get their 43rd win. Calgary looking to get their 33rd win of the year. Islanders are unfortunately out, but I'm glad to be able to stop by. Want the Flyers to make it. Do they get it? We'll see, bro. We will see. They need to win tomorrow. Third period is underway. Mammoth will try and dump it down low into the Calgary zone, battling for the center. Kraus to center. A shot on is blocked. And a faceoff blown dead here for an offsides. At 19:46, Dustin Wolf in 2 games against Utah this season, he has stopped all 43 shots that have come his way. He shut out the Mammoth on December 6th. And so far, he's been perfect tonight. Not going to say the word, but he's been perfect tonight so far. Ollie Mata off the boards then. Poke check down low into the Utah zone. Mata will clear this one back down low then into the Utah end. Farabee battling for it then with Sharangovich. Behind the net then Backlund. Backlund over then for Parekh. Parekh will spin around Kraus. Parekh thrown back up top. Whitecloud fires it. It goes up in the air and out of play. Shots are 18-15 in favor of the Flames. Hurricanes are going to mail it in. Brindy wants to help the Flyers. We'll see, bro. We'll see. I hope Brindamore can help us out. That'd be greatly appreciated. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. Got to give credit where it's due. Vitek Vanacek, 12 straight saves here tonight. He's been solid since allowing that second goal. Cleared back to center then. Dumped down low then into the Calgary zone. Parekh off the boards for Whitecloud. Whitecloud down low in the corner. Cross-ice pass then to Yamamoto. Dumped down low then into the Calgary zone. Parekh try to get it back. Utah regrouping in their own zone now, looking for options. Again, the last time these two teams played was December 6th. Here's Yamamoto. A shot on there is blocked. Up top, Dursey fires it on. And a save by Wolf at 18:35. Last time these two teams played was December 6th. It was a 2-0 win for the Flames. Sharangovich and Zary were the goal scorers in that game. Zary has a goal tonight. Dustin Wolf made 28 saves in that game, has 16 so far tonight. 44 shots in a row he has stopped against the Mammoth. That is pretty significant, if I do say so myself. Face-off coming up here now in the Calgary zone. Tyson Gross is taking the draw here. Flames will win it back. Zary clears it to center, kept in then by Utah. At the line, down low, Kerfoot trying to battle for that puck in the corner. Peterka on the right side, up top then for Schmidt. Shot on goes wide of Wolf. Down low then Mata. On the right side, below the line then Sharangovich battling forward with Kerfoot. Peterka below the line, back over then for Carconi. Carconi then for Peterka. Peterka behind the net then for the Mammoth. Bank back up to the point. Shot on there from Simashev. Goes back down low. Grab back then by Calgary. Trying to get that one to center. Kept in by Carconi. Carconi battling forward with Paco. Kerfoot in the corner as well. Banked all the way back to center. Schmidt. Cleared off the boards to center. Kerfoot drops it back for Dursey. Shots 18-16 in favor of Calgary. Little about 2.5 minutes gone here in this third. Wolf out of his own net to play it up top. Dursey. Cleared back down low behind the net then by Stenlund. Up top, shot on is blocked. Rebounds in front. It slides in on Wolf. He makes the save. And now we get some pushing and shoving. There hasn't been a lot of this tonight. Not a lot of physicality. It's been kind of a boring-ish game. 2 goals in that first period. There really hasn't been any eventful hockey since. A couple of good saves. (17-17). Utah going to lose. We'll see. Still a reachable game. Wolf's playing really well though. I think he might be settled in already. Might have this one down. Face off in the Calgary zone. It'll be Backlund versus Keller. Captain Keller on the draw. Got 40 people here in this commentary. Thank you all so much. Face-off won by Utah. Shot from Uyghur. Saved by Wolf. Cleared back to center. Coleman battling for on the right side. Sergachev back to center. Uyghur gains the line. Dumps it down low into the Calgary zone. Parekh battling for with Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz in the corner. Back over to Keller. Keller up top to Uyghur. Cross-ice pass. Sergachev a shot. That one goes down low. Schmaltz fighting forward then with Parekh. Backlund is there as well. The line trying to get that one free. Schmaltz over then to Krause. Back down low behind the net then to Keller. Stolen back then by Utah. There may not be any more goals scored, to be honest with you, Louie. Utah struggling to get shots on. Only 17 here so far. There may not be any more goals. Farabee off the boards then for Olofsson. It'd be hilarious if they score here. Here's Dursey. 3-on-3 now the other way. Shot on there denied by Wolf. Ducks lose to the worst team in the NHL. The NHL is the only league where any team can win on any given night, it feels like. It happens. Does suck for Anaheim. They could have clinched if they won that game. But it is what it is. Apparently O'Brien was given a warning. So I hear. Face-off coming up here now in the Calgary zone. Utah getting the shots on, or at least as many as they can. Still a scoreless hockey game. Dursey takes it down low, below the line. Shot on there, saved by Wolf. Rebound was there. Packo battling for it down low with O'Brien. Mammoth trying to get that one loose down low. 4 minutes gone here in 4 minutes gone in this third period. Calgary will get it to center. Zary dumps it down low. Cole battling for it then with Klapka. Stenlund below the line. My Siri turned on for some reason. Mata shot. That one is blocked. Connor Zary back to Frost. Up top, Brucevic forced out of the zone. And back to center. Brucevic, we commentated his first NHL goal earlier in a commentary this year. Here's Frost through center. Drop back to Zary. A shot on there is blocked. Rebounds in front, broken up. Frost to Zary. Cleared back to center. Brucevic now will regroup in his own end. Taken around wide of Cooley. Cleared off the boards to center. Yamamoto. Broken up then by the Flames. Here's Mata. Cleared off the boards and back down low into the Utah zone. Carcone gets it back. Kerfoot. Below the line then will bank it to center. Here's Peterka with some speed. Comes in all alone. Didn't have enough time to get that puck. Pass in front for Carcone is blocked. Flames will get it to center. Suniev try to get that one back. Kerfoot through center. Over then to Peterka. Peterka below the line then to Kerfoot. Alex Kerfoot up top then for Uyghur. Slap shot on is wide. Carcone on the right side battling for it then with Strome. Puck is cleared back to center then by Calgary. Uyghur off the boards then for Carcone. Utah breaks it back in. Carcone slides a puck through the crease. Nobody is there. Kerfoot in front. Peterka's shot denied by Wolf. And he will cover up. Dustin Wolf playing some of his best hockey. We got 57 people here in this commentary. Shots are 19-18 in favor of Utah. But the Flames lead 2-0. Off of goals from Coronado and Zary. Still looking for the equalizer. Face-off coming up here now in the Flame zone yet again. It'll be Schmaltz versus Backlund. Face-off is blown dead due to a violation. We'll try again. They'll kick Backlund out of the face-off circle. Coming in, that is Farabee. And off the draw, Flames win it. Packle will clear it back to centers. Coleman on a breakaway. Comes in, denied. Rebound to the crease. And in the back of the net, the Flames score. Coleman was down on the ground. He's injured. But he gets the goal at 13:59. It's 3-0 Calgary. Blake Coleman slid into Vanacek. He's injured on the play. Hopefully he's okay. We'll see the replay here. I don't know. Does that puck even cross the goal line? Yeah, it does. Never mind. Can't tell from the angle. I was like, did that cross the line? You can't really tell from this angle they were showing me. But yes, it does. Flames lead 3-0. So it'll be Michael Backlund from Blake Coleman. The referees are conglomerating here yet again. It is a 3-0 lead for Calgary. Backlund, his 17th goal of the year. Pretty good year from Backlund, actually. Comparatively speaking. Can't be too mad at that. Flames call it a good goal on the ice. Or the referees call it a good goal on the ice. That is Backlund's, looking at the numbers here, his second goal in a commentary. And he makes it a 3-0 lead for the Flames here in this third period. Hopefully Coleman's okay after getting injured there. His head and shoulder hit the post. That has to hurt. And the replay doesn't really do it justice. He's like flying into the net there. And Utah's going to challenge this. They're challenging this play for goalie interference. I need to see it again. I wasn't looking for goalie interference. I was looking at Coleman. There's a legitimate challenge to be had here. There's a shot on Vanacek. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's interfered with, yes, but he's falling. I don't know. Assist on that goal, Backlund from Coleman and Packle. So Braden Packle has a multi-point game tonight. They're going to take a look at this. I wonder if this does come back. This is close, for sure. This is definitely a close one. Got to be careful with these. He does run into him, but was it intentional is the question. Goalie interference is a real gray area. Goal comes after the contact, so I don't know. This one could go either way. Here's the call. No goal. They're taking it back. So a successful challenge there by Andre Tourigny and the Mammoth. That is a 2-0 lead for Calgary. Yeah, there was a legitimate challenge to be had there. I mean, like, whether it's intentional or not, there is interference on the play. It does suck for Coleman. You hope he's okay. His head and shoulder hit the post. Oh, no. Wait a second. No. It's overturned. There is a goal. They said no goal at first. On my life, they said no goal at first. I swear to God, they said no goal. What? Oh my gosh, I thought they said no goal. Utah PK coming up. Or Flames power play. I apologize, guys. I could have sworn they said no goal. 3-0 Calgary still. And the Flames are on the power play here. I apologize. My excuse is that it's late. I could have sworn, because I thought they said, whatever. My apologies, guys. Backlund from Coleman and Packle. 3-0 lead here for the Flames. Puck goes up and out of play. The way the referee said it was really weird. He didn't say it the normal way you say it. He also didn't call it a good goal either, or didn't make the hand motion, so I couldn't tell it at first. 17th of the year for Backlund. Power play for Calgary now. Face-offs up at center here. A minute 29 of the power play to go. Kerfoot versus Coleman. Face-off is won back by the Flames. Parekh will drop it back then for Frost. Morgan Frost will carry it through center. And a whistle blown dead for offsides at 13-16. Good game there for Michael Backlund. Braden Packel with a multi-point performance tonight. He has 2 assists. Had an assist on the Coronado goal and an assist on the Backlund goal. Flames have a 3-0 lead with 13 minutes to go in the third. Puck is down low in the Calgary end. Parekh moves it through center. He'll get around Schmaltz. Nice movement there from the Calgary rookie. You can see the flashes from Parekh. The offense isn't necessarily there, but you can see the flashes. Frost battling for it down low with Weegar. The waves going on here in Calgary. Mammoth try and clear. Parekh keeps it in. Puck at the line then. Down low is Frost. A shot saved there by Vanacek. Rebounds in front. Parekh looked for it. Mammoth will get it out to center. Kerfoot shorthanded with speed. It's a 1-on-3. He'll hold it against the boards. 30 seconds to go here on the power play. Victor Olofsson down low here now for the Flames. Try to clear that one to center. Now Brucevic holds it back here on the right side. With speed through center, Sharangovich. Off the boards then for Strome. Grab back then by the Flames. They'll carry it in. Power play is over. No power play has been successful tonight. Clear back down low then into the Calgary zone at 11:50 for another icing. So this game may have become out of reach for the Mammoth. It seems like they won't be able to come back. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to come back in this one. But we'll see. Time will tell. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone is won back then by the Mammoth. Sergachev for Stenlund off the boards to Cole. Ian Cole will bank this one back down low and into the Calgary zone yet again for another icing. Utah's trash can't buy a goal. Definitely been a struggle. Face off here now in the Utah zone. Cleared back to center. Yamamoto will dump it down low into the Calgary end. Wolf behind the net. I don't know why I said Cooley. Dursey now will hold it at center then for the Mammoth. Dump down low then into the Calgary zone once again. Mata off the boards for Parekh. Calgary will take it through center. Poke checked away. Now Mata will hold it back in his own zone. Connor Zary back off the boards down low. Zary will give it back then for Brucevic off the boards to Mata. Cross ice pass then for Siniev. Siniev will carry it into the zone. Up top then, Packel a shot. He scores! Braden Packel with a 3-point performance. And it is 4-0 Calgary. What a night for Braden Packel. Gets the 2 assists on the Coronado and Backlund goals. And now he picks up a goal here tonight. It's a 4-0 lead for the Flames. Pretty nice slap shot from up top, too. I mean, Gross was there in front. He might have got the... he didn't get the tip. But good cover there, screening Andre Tourigny, and the Flames have... If the game wasn't already out of reach, they put it out of reach here. It's 4-0 Calgary. Carcone drops it back then for Schmidt. Nearly halfway through this third period, Paterka was tripped. Or blown dead for an icing, sorry. I thought for some reason that was the referee. It's an icing, not a tripping penalty. Clock is way ahead. So Packel gets the goal. The assists on that goal come from Siniev and Mata, making it a 4-0 lead for the Flames. And with that assist on that goal, it is Adar Siniev's first career NHL point. That is awesome for him. His first Watch with Nordic point. He's a third-round pick from the 2023 draft. And he gets his first career point with an assist on that goal. So, good for Siniev. That is Packel's first goal of the season. And at 10-10, we have another icing call here against the Mammoth. That is only his 6th career NHL goal as well. Over 170 games played. So if you bet a Packel goal tonight, it looks like you made some money. 4-0 lead for Calgary here with 10-10 to go in the third. Kerfoot here taking the draw against Gross. Face-off won by the Flames. Perek trying to deke that one down low into the zone. Down low here now on the Utah end. Abram Weeb. Back over then for Siniev. Below the line then Carcone gets it back for Utah. Up top Perek. Back over to Siniev. That third line out there for Calgary. Gross, Siniev, and Sharangovich has been pretty effective so far tonight. They've played well. Utah will hold it here now in their own zone. Sergachev drops it back then for Schmidt. Nate Schmidt here now carries it through center and dump back down low into the Calgary zone. Stenlund battling for it then with Klapka. Shot on there is denied by Wolf. Brucevics back to Tanev. Shot on is off the side of the net. Connor Zary now down low for Calgary. Zary off the boards here for Brucevics to center. Klapka battling for it now with Zary. It's a 4-0 lead for Calgary here heading into the latter stages of period number 3. Michael Backlund and Braden Packel making it a 4-0 hockey game. Here's Keller to Krause. Shot on. They score. Lawson Krause breaks the shutout. And Utah has finally beat the Mammoth. They finally beat themselves. They finally beat Wolf. It's 4-1. It'll be Krause from Keller on the goal. Dustin Wolf has played phenomenal here in his last 2 starts against Utah. So Lawson Krause from Keller. Through center now. Utah will bring it through the zone. Sergachev. Back to Keller. Up top, Dursey, a shot denied by Wolf at 8:21. So Krause from Keller and Weegar makes it a 4-1 hockey game. And the Mammoth are not shut out tonight. Goaltender stats here through about 52 minutes of play. Vitek Vanacek, 18 saves on 22 shots, 818 save percentage. Dustin Wolf, still a good game. 20 saves on 21 shots, 952. Still a good game. regardless of what you want to say. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. We are 11 subscribers away from 5,600. All the subs are greatly appreciated. Again, we'll be live tomorrow for Oilers and Avalanche, 9:30 Eastern Time startup. Would love to be live for 2 tomorrow, but I have a family dinner that I am attending. Family always comes first. Always. This will be the final time we're live for Calgary this season, and the final time we'll be live for Utah in the regular season. We'll be live for Utah in the playoffs, though, obviously. At least twice, I believe. At least 2 times. Primary assist leaders in the last 2 months. Clayton Keller with the most of any NHLer. Connor McDavid and Mark Scheifele tied for second at 17. But Keller picking up as well as that too, his 59th assist, which I believe is a career high for him. Utah trying to stage a late comeback here in this third period. Face off here now in the Calgary end. Keller on an 8-game point streak. 17 points over that span. It's pretty good. Face off here now is won back by the Mammoth. Here's Keller on the right side. He's blocked by Coleman. Puck is cleared back to center. Weegar. Over then for Schmaltz. Off the boards, down low into the Calgary zone. Try to throw that one to center then. Coleman. Back over for Keller. Keller regroups with this puck in the Calgary zone. Back over then for Sergachev. Off the boards for Krause. Cleared back to center. Schmaltz. Over for Farabee as the Flames regroup. Wouldn't be shocked if we see Tourney try and pull Vanacek. You're down by 3 goals at this point in the game. It makes sense. You have really nothing to lose. It's not like you're not making the playoffs. You're in a playoff spot. You might as well try. Dursey for Tanev. Over then for O'Brien. O'Brien will backhand it down low into the corner. He's battling for it on the right side. Here's Dursey. Up top. Cole fires it. And that one goes down low to the corner. Now Stenlin to pass in front. Tanev another chance. Denied by Wolf. And the Flames get it back to center. Dursey in his own end. Back to Cole. Sean Dursey here now on the right side. Shots 23-22. With less than 7 minutes to go. Calgary's the last leg in your parlay. This game should be done, to be honest. Tokyo. This game should be done, for the most part. Penalty coming up here. And the Mammoth take a penalty for too many men. The Flames will go back to the power play. And that continues the frustrations tonight for Utah. Calgary on the power play. And the second too many men penalty of this game tonight. And the Flames will use that to their advantage and get a power play. Still can't believe that. Braden Packle, first goal of the year. In game number, 79 for Calgary? Or game 80 for Calgary. Now again, granted, Paco has obviously played, as it loads up on my screen, only 36 games this year. Tonight's his 37th game of the year. Head under 4.5. Sorry, Louie. Let's hope Lowell, it's a 50-cent to $60 parlay. 50 cents not bad. If you lose, you're not losing a lot, but that's a pretty good bounce back, making a $60 profit essentially. Hope you get it, bro. Less than 7 minutes to go here in period number 3, and in regulation as well. We're going to see a Calgary power play coming up here in just a moment. Mammoth had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the ice. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. If you couldn't tell, that's a little bit too many players. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. Calgary power play. Mammoth will win the draw. Appreciate that. Here's Schmidt to Kraus. Shorthanded shot on there. Goes wide of Wolf. Olofsson behind the net now for the Flames. Perek drops it back then for Frost, who will clear it down low into the Utah zone. Shots are 24 to 22. Dustin Wolf's had a great game tonight. Very good goalie in commentaries. His save percentage ranks 20th. Putting that into more perspective, he is ranked 2nd in goaltenders with more than 8 games played, behind Philip Gustafson. He's been very good. Coronado coming through center, breakaway, 1-0. He's in! Denied by Vanacek. And cleared back to center. Less than 6 minutes to go in regulation. Sharangovich. Back over then to Brucevics. Cleared back down low then into the Utah zone. Icing against the Flames as they're on the power play. Yeah, so goaltenders with the best save percentage in Watch with Nordic commentaries with a minimum of 5 games played. Number 1 is John Gibson. 5 games played, a .941. He's really good when I live stream him. Number 2 is Philip Gustafson. 11 games played, .925. Number 3 is Dustin Wolf with a .923 in 7 commentaries. And that number will go up further. Don't scare you, bro. Is under 5.5 possible? If there's no more goals scored, yes. It still is, yes. As long as no other team scores more goals. Sorry about that, Benji. Here come the Mammoth through center. Brucevics back down low. Here's Zary. Through the zone with speed. Down low now behind the net then. Ian Cole gets it back over then for Strome. Kraus. Down low here for Utah. Over then for Strome. Strome to Siniev. Comes in. Fires it off the post. And that would have been his first NHL goal. That was a nice shot too. Schmaltz through the zone now. Power play is over for the Flames. Here's Utah. Klapka will dump it into the Utah zone. Shots are 25 to 23. That was Adar Siniev, who nearly had his first NHL goal. But it went off the post. Would have been the 3rd Calgary Flame player to score his first NHL goal in a commentary. The 16th all-time. Here's Schmaltz. Down low. Will backhand that one behind the net. Yamamoto. Below the line. Up top, Dursey. Clears it around then behind the net. Weegar battling for it. Yamamoto. Up top, Dursey. A shot. Glove by Wolf. What do I think about this game? I think Calgary's going to win. I don't think there's any more goals scored, but you never know. Just under 4 minutes to play in regulation. The Flames lead the Mammoth 4-1. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. tomorrow we will be live for Oilers and Avalanche at 9:30 Eastern Time. Oilers and Avalanche tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Make an easy switch to commentating. At least you can focus where it should be, on you. At Diamond, we connect your business to a more personalized, dedicated approach than what traditional banks can offer. We meet you where you are, right inside your community, where we've been serving our members since 1947. We're working together and growing together. Where ambition meets intuition, and we're best in class and best in community. That's unity.
Ah, phone's falling down. Shots are 26-23 in favor of Utah. We'll do a goaltender check here on the goalie stats. Not a good game for Vanacek. 8-26, 19 saves on 23 shots. And as for Dustin Wolf, 25 saves on 26 shots. He has a 962. It's pretty good. 962 is pretty good. Face-off coming up here now in the Calgary zone. Under 5.5 right now. We'll see. Only less than 4 minutes. Face-off here in the Calgary zone. Strome to Parekh. Klapka trying to get it back to center. Flames will bank it back down low. Thanks to the Canucks, Oilers stay in second place. Yup. Oilers are still in that second place spot. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's Tanev over then for O'Brien. A shot saved by Wolf. Stenlund battling for it in the corner with Klapka. Strome below the line. Back for Parekh, who will clear it to center. Utah regroups. O'Brien racing for it down low with 3.5 minutes to go. Mata to center. Frost with speed carries it into the zone. And a whistle blown dead at 3:14 for an offsides. Geez, 89 people here tonight. What is happening? Face-off here now in the Utah zone. Dursey for Carcone. Bank back down low, then into the Calgary zone. White Cloud battling for it in the corner with Peterka. Brucevics on the right side. Up top then. Shot on. Goes wide of Wolf. Carcone pass in front. Backhand on there by Peterka is blocked. And cleared all the way back down low into the Utah zone. Here's Weegar, moving it through center. Bank back off the boards and down low into the Calgary zone. White Cloud tried to dump it around behind the net. Then Peterka back to Carcone. A shot is blocked. And the Flames will clear it down the other way. Here's Farabee with speed. Comes in. Up top then is Coleman, who nearly got a shot on. That was blocked. Olli Mata, turnover at the line. Kerfoot carries it through center. Dump back down low then into the Calgary zone. Avalanche coach out for next 2 games. Affect the team whatever they lose tomorrow. Potentially. I mean, obviously, not having your coach does make an impact. Saved by Wolf. Shots are now 28-24. It does make an impact. I don't think it really matters that much, though, because the Avalanche, they're locked in anyway. They're in a playoff spot. They've won the President's Trophy. They're number 1 in the West. They're locked in, to be honest with you. So, could win some back events with Flames win over 2.5. Well, it's looking like that right now. Here's Mata. Down low in the corner. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Krause to Dursey. Cross ice pass. Schmidt a shot. Goes up in the air and down low. Backlund tried to clear it to center. Schmaltz to Keller. Up top, Schmidt. Back over then for Dursey. Up top, Schmidt. A shot saved by Wolf. Rebounds there by Schmaltz. And cleared back to center. Coleman will poke check it around Dursey. Down low now, Schmidt gets it back for Utah. Cleared off the boards and back into the Calgary zone. Icing at a minute 25. Oilers can still win the division. Well, yeah, I'm not saying like that. That'll definitely motivate the Oilers in some way. The Oilers have something to play for. The Avalanche, not really. Like they're in a playoff spot. It's fine. I wouldn't be shocked if they call up guys tomorrow. I want to see TJ Hughes. I think that'll be fun to see tomorrow. Face off here in the Utah zone. Weegar will clear this one all the way back down low into the Calgary zone. Here's Zane Parekh. Kept in the zone by Calgary. Weegar tried to deke in. Back over to Sharangovich. Sharangovich will backhand it to center. Last minute of play in regulation. Flames lead the Mammoth 4-1. Banked off the boards to center. Cooley. Back over then for Yamamoto. Off the boards to Weegar. Back to Gunther. Gunther gets around Strome. Here's Mackenzie Weegar up top to Stenlund. Down low then for Gunther. Couldn't get the pass over. Now 35 seconds to go. Whitecloud back for Zary. Zary will clear it down low. Puck goes up in the air with 31 seconds to go. And out of play. That's good to hear. Hopefully Hyman can come back. Thank you all for tuning in. We got 100 people here in the stream at one point. Really weird because it was started off really slow, but thank you all for your support. Gradually building up over time. No problem. Face off in the Utah zone, won by the Flames. Schmidt down low in the corner. Here come the Mammoth the other way. 20 seconds to go. O'Brien there with Tanev. Grab back then on the right side by Stenlund. Tied up there by Klapka. 10 seconds to go. So on a back-to-back, the Flames bounce back from a 4-1 loss last night. Whistle's blown at 5.6 as there's an altercation. And they'll end up running out the clock. Final score, Flames 4, Utah 1. That was weird. I thought they blew the whistle at 5 seconds. They just let it run. And final score here tonight, the Flames 4 and the Mammoth 1. A great game from Calgary. Going over a quick recap here. Coronado, Zary, Backlund, and Packel with the goals for Calgary. And Lawson Krause with the only goal for Utah. 28 saves for Dustin Wolf. A pretty good performance tonight, and he gets the win here for Calgary. Player of the game. For me, it's Braden Packel. A goal and 2 assists. You don't see that very often out of a guy like that. He played well. And there you go. That'll do it for this commentary. Final score, Flames 4, Utah 1. Thank you. LJU, thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are 6 subscribers away from 5,600. The hope is we will hit that tomorrow. Don't forget tomorrow, Flames versus Avalanche. Oilers versus Avalanche. Should be a good one tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow in the next stream.